How you doing, YouTube? Matt with Massive Beer Reviews, back with yet another review. New beer time. New beer from a brewery that I've heard of, never had anything from because they're pretty damn freaking new. It's a whole lot of newness on today's Massive Beer Review in the form of Battery Steele Brewing's Flume. It's double IPA. Really excited to give these guys a whirl. I went to Boston and then I went to Portland, as most of you probably know if you watch my stuff. I went several months, a few months ago, right around towards the end of winter. I went, and up when you go to Portland, you know there's breweries, and there's Maine and Bissell and all that stuff. But then there's that kind of brewery row. It's Allagash, Foundation, Austin Street. There's a bunch of breweries kind of right in that section, and this is the newcomer to that section. A lot of brewers have come out of that area. They call it, I think it's One Industrial Way, I think is what it's called. And it's just kind of like what do they call that? Slipped my mind. An incubator for like brewing almost. It's like you see, like I believe Maine came out of there, Bissell came out of there. Actually, Maine, but anyway, regardless, I think no. Stop naming names. Anyway, a bunch of breweries, all within. I'm not talking the same area. I'm talking in the same building. I mean, Allagash is across the street, but you know what I mean. All Austin Street, Foundation are all in Battery Steele, all in the same building itself. So they were opening after I was there, so I was kind of bummed. And I've had a couple acquaintances pop up and around that area, and I finally got one of these tossed at me. So super excited to give it a whirl. Let's dive into this shit. Anyway, as far as what it says in the can, it says Battery Steele Brewing, Flume, double IPA, Brew Battery Steele Brewing Company, Portland, Maine. 8% alcohol by volume. And that'd be that. Battery Steele. That is after a battery embutment, I guess you would call it. If you ever watch any Saving Private Ryan or any of the kind of war movies, they had the big concrete structures, the kind of mount on the coastline when they're storming Normandy. Well, we had those on our size too, and that's what that is, a battery, and it's named after a soldier. How do I know that? Fucking weird history, dude. Kind of retain weird, odd information every now and then. Plus, when you're up in Portland, you just kind of absorb some shit. So I really love the fucking name, let's put it that way. And the logo's pretty awesome. It's kind of has that kind of battery embutment there. And yeah, your stickered silvered can. Let's just put that there. Do that and see what she's got. So we're talking a double IPA, nothing other than that. That's all we have to go with this one. You know what I mean? Like I said, don't really do any kind of research, even though I knew about these guys just from word of mouth and stuff like that. I don't know what the base for this beer kind of is. If it's trying to lean one way or the other, what we're going to do is going to drink it and going to find out. Yeah. Not a huge head on it. Pretty white. Receding pretty quickly. Pretty rocky stuff. And left behind is a subtly hazy orange body to it. Soft carbonation. It's not that super murky, crazy, super haze stuff that you see come out of a lot of these New England style IPA breweries, but I mean, she's not filtered by any means either. Probably glean a little bit of color through there, or my finger going back and forth. Really take a look, but yeah, does she look like a double IPA? Sure does. See what she smells like. Ooh, onion. Yeah, onion melon, peach. I mean, I fucking love onion. I love rank onioniness. That's why I must like a lot of the Swishes of the world or the single cuts of the world. I love that rank kind of onioniness. Onion. It smells a little bit. It smells thin. I know I do the whole smells thin, smells fluffy, smells thick thing, but it does smell like it has a little bit of body issue to it. But I mean, again, some people say that's bullshit that I can't smell it, or I can't smell that or whatever. I don't give a shit. That's what it smells like to me. Yeah, soft onions. There's a weird green kind of stocky vegetal thing going on in there too. And there's either I can't pick it out, but there's a fruitiness underneath there. It's not so much citrus. I think it's like either kind of a melony thing, a stone fruity thing, like a kiwi thing, or a menage of all those together. It's hard to kind of pick it out. That oniony thing is definitely the leader in the clubhouse, followed by that kind of green kind of vegetal thing, and that soft kind of fruit medley. Is that a word we want to use? Sure. Underneath that. So, yeah. Sweetness enough to kind of bounce off the bitterness but it smells like it's going to be more bitter than sweet. We're going to find out. Cheers. Yeah. That green vegetal thing jumps over the onion for me. It's got this bitter, tomato stocky, basil-y kind of, not basil in taste, but basil stocky. When I'm talking that vegetal thing, I'm not talking about the fruit or the spice itself. I'm talking about that stockiness, that green stockiness. If you ever messed with weeds, actual pull weeds out of the ground kind of thing, that's what I'm going for. Or mess with kind of the stalk of a tomato, a freshly picked tomato. You know exactly what I'm fucking talking about. Then it's following with that kind of onioniness. I thought that onion was going to be a little bit bigger than it actually the nose led me on to believe. It is a bit thinner than what you'd expect from some of these kind of big, robust, hazy New England style IPAs. Okay, we should check the bottom here. And this is just about 3 weeks old, and it is Citra and Mosaic, it says in the bottom. So I assume Flume is their base, and then maybe either they're using Citra or Mosaic in it, or is it dry hopped with that? I can see that. But it's definitely malt forward. Let's put it that way. It's not super hoppy, other than that overt bitterness. But yeah, it's fun. It's interesting. It reminds me of more tweaked, robust kind of like again, kind of your old school, new school kind of IPA, whether it be your chill wave, your kind of sip of sunshiny kind of thing, but take it a couple steps further. It's not in what people would call nowadays the New England style IPA, but for me, what a lot of these New England style IPAs started out being before the whole beer got taken to a point where it just basically became soup. There's a really dry yeast to it too. And I think that's giving off a little bit of fruit too, little bit of something. It's really dry. This has got to be something outside of, like, it's not Belgian. I'm not getting anything really Belgian-like from the yeast itself. Might be like an English kind of thing going on. I don't know. Really dry. Again, that kind of stocky tomato thing, a little bit above that kind of oniony thing, and then there's this kind of soft fruit medley kind of floating around underneath it somewhere. A little bit thinner than what you'd expect from beers that come up that way, but then again, you know what I mean? It is not that new school kind of New England style IPA, even though to me, this is a New England style IPA because this is what that shit started off as. But it's definitely a dash of old school with a nice heaping helping of new school. That's kind of the vibes I'm getting from this sucker. Tasty as fuck, though. I'm gonna tell you right now. This is a lot of the IPAs that I'm kind of that are making me be a little bit more perked up. My nipples get a little bit harder as some of these ones that are kind of drifting away from that super turbidness, just because it's giving you a little bit more to the beer, other than that just crazy weird hopness. Now, is it dry hopped? Well, it's definitely dry hopped. Let's put it that way. Is it what people would call double dry hopped? I don't know, actually. I want to say yes. It is. But nothing too crazy. Just to add a little bit extra hop to kind of make those hops pop. Just because of that amount of bitterness that comes from it. Now, it's about 3 weeks old. I don't think it'll be an issue, but I just got it from somebody third hand. So who knows how this traveled. But as it sits right now, it's drinking pretty damn tasty. So, there you go. Let's cut this to chase and talk about it. It's one of the better double IPAs I've had as of late. Yes, in a way that it's not necessarily just lighting me on fire as some other ones that I might put ahead of this, but at the same time, it's unique enough and doing its own thing enough and giving me that onion that I love so much that, for me, it's in the conversation. Value availability? No idea. It's got to be brewery only. Who knows? It's probably, it's double IPA in a sticker can, so $15 plus minus $4. That's my guess on its price point, and just say if you like what we like this. If you like sip, of sunshine, and you want it to be a little bit more oniony, which it's kind of been as of late. But if you wanted a little bit more aggressive in the hot realm, especially in the bittering end of things and not so much a fruity end of things, it's definitely worth picking up. I mean, it's good, it's interesting, it's tasty. I love me a drier yeast, so it's kind of hitting on that note for me. That makes me even like it even more. So if you want something new, that is admittedly a little bit old school, but enough heaping helpings of new school to kind of keep the newbies excited, it's worth picking up because it's a tasty brewery from a brewery that's in a hotbed of brewtasticness, a whole lot of brewery stuff going on there, and it'll be cool to see all these breweries kind of bounce off each other with ideas and flavors and things like that. You're going to see a lot of breweries kind of doing the same thing, but I think you're going to see a lot of breweries kind of try to go outside of the box. And so it'll be cool to see what these guys bring in the future, only because they're in such a concentrated area of beer awesomeness. Yeah, I didn't make a weird word there. I just said, is awesomeness a weird word? I don't know. Anyway, enough of me yammering. There you go. Another review in the books. Hopefully you guys enjoyed it. If you didn't, anywhere in between, down there, words and stuff. If you want to check me out anywhere else in social medias, Massive Beers, all one word, everywhere you go. And that's on Instagram the most, if that matters. And hopefully you guys enjoyed the review. Hopefully enjoying a nice battery Steele beer right now. And hopefully see you next time. Cheers.